Thinking about investing in Arizona real estate, but can't decide between long-term rentals, short-term rentals, flips, or multi-unit properties? Well, in this video, I'm gonna break down the pros and cons of each, show you guys the best areas to invest on the map, and stick around till the end. I'm gonna rank them from best to worst and share my personal favorite for best investment strategy in Arizona. Let's go. But before we start, I'm Sean Janessian. Missing today is my wife, Betty Janessian. We are a husband and wife real estate team here in the Phoenix metro area. So if you're looking to relocate to Arizona or you live here locally and are looking to buy or sell, guys, please reach out to us. We would really love to help you guys. All our information is below. You can shoot us a text, an email, or set up a 15-minute Zoom call. We would love to help you guys out. All right, guys, so let's get right into it. What is the best investment strategy here in Arizona right now as of April 2025? Well, let's go over broad strokes real quick because we're going to talk through long-term rentals, short-term rentals, Airbnbs, flips, and multi-unit investing. Now, I have experience in all of these, so I do come from a place of having some experience in each of these, if that's right. So let's keep that in mind. But also, just know, like in this market today that we're in, they're all going to be a little bit harder to find, right? Like finding good deals. Probably the easiest are probably the flips, and we'll talk about that, and probably short-term rentals. But I do want to preface that before we do get started, and the fact that I think they're all really great strategies, right? I don't think one is like, oh my God, I wouldn't do this one because I've done them all, right? And I still continue to wanting to do them all. So I think they're all great strategies and vehicles to invest in. But we're going to go through them, and I'd love to hear what you guys think of what's your favorite. And if you have questions on a specific one, because I could talk about this for hours, guys. Like these are really big topics in each of its own. So if there's a video you guys want that I could go deeper on, please let me know. So let's start with the first one, long-term rentals, right? There's a lot of great pros to long-term rentals, and I'm going to show you guys on the maps a little bit of some areas that I really like. So long-term rentals, there's a lot of pros to them, right? So stable income, consistent monthly cash flow. You know, like the lease is set, so you know you're going to get consistent cash flow. The property appreciates, like you know, we know that property appreciates while you're cash flowing. Hopefully, if you bought it right, and just fewer, like you have one tenant, so fewer interactions and fewer, I guess, headaches you could call it, right? If there's anything that come up. Now cons, right? You have a tenant in place, so there could be risk of late payments, right? Or missing payments. Then you got to go through that process, which here in Arizona, it's a little bit more of a landlord-friendly state. So a lot of my Californians who like to invest in California, we are seeing a ton of investors coming to Arizona just because the laws are a little bit more lenient or just a little bit more fair, I would say, because California, maybe not so. Obviously, like market sensitivity, depending on what's going on in the market, the rent prices could go down. So you got to just be aware of what's going on in the market. And the biggest one that I think a lot of people don't really talk about is is really not considering the future maintenance on big ticket items, right? So like, how long is that roof going to be good for? How long is that AC unit going to be good for? How about the electrical panel? All these things where we buy rentals and then we, you know, have a lot of calculators and spreadsheets, but a lot of times people forget to put in the cost of potential maintenance issues, right? So keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to, let me get my pen, to long-term rentals, you know, I think there's a lot of great areas, right? Like South Scottsdale, this 85254 zip code, Chandler 85225 is really good. There's some really good spots in the Arrowhead, Glendale area, right? Some good spots in Peoria, North Phoenix, right? So a lot of great areas. One that I really like and have a lot of clients who have rentals in this area is this pocket of Tempe, right? Even down here. So Tempe, right? Close to ASU. So you're getting students typically, or students who just graduated, right? And they have they're getting into the workforce and whatnot. And I know a lot of the drawbacks, like, well, if there's college students, they're going to be partying, doing all that. From my experience, I have not seen that for my clients and myself too, because we rented to some kids. The reason they want to get a house that's away from campus is they want to kind of get away from that traditionally and away from that partying. So that's been my experience. And hang on, let me clear is. Okay. That's been my experience. And I really, really do like Tempe for long-term. The ASU is not going away. So there's always going to be demand there. There's a lot of good parts in Surprise. I feel like Surprise, Peoria, Glendale, these areas, really, really, really good. Now, guys, there's great pockets all over the valley. I could sit here and go through each pocket, but we're not going to do that. I'm just kind of giving you guys high level. Okay. Let's see. All right. Now, well, actually, let's kind of go through a couple of properties here. So let's see. Filters. Let's get house. For going Tempe, I'd like 4 bedrooms, right? 2 bathrooms plus. This is a good pocket. I don't know what this house is, but this is a good one. Let's see. And in this pocket, you're probably going to get close from 35 to 4,000 a month. So, okay, I like this one, but let's see what the inside looks like. This is a 4 beds, 2 baths, 2,200 square feet, listed by Limitless Real Estate, built in 1981. So this pocket's really nice. I know this pocket sold our good friends some houses there. Yeah, this one you'll rent for $3,500 more if there's a pool, which it doesn't look like they have a pool on this one. But typically, if you're looking for Tempe, I really, really like this pocket, right? Kind of like staying right down this line right here, right? That's where I have noticed a lot of the college students and people who just graduated ASU. That's typically where they want to be. Okay. So let's go with number 2, short-term rentals, right? Let's go through the pros and cons first and look at some areas, right? Pros and cons, higher rental rates, right? So you're going to get a potential increased income, especially in those busy seasons. We've talked about this in previous videos, guys. So go back where a lot of snowbirds, a lot of activity happening. So a lot of stuff happening from that October through May timeframe, maybe April. Flexibility. So with short-term rentals, you have the flexibility to use it yourself. So like, you know, or if you have friends, family that coming into town and you want them to use it. So that's really good. And just dynamic pricing. Like you have as things are going on, you could adjust the pricing, right? With a long-term rental, the price is the price no matter what's going on in the market. Once that lease is signed, you're stuck, right? For better or for worse. When it comes to short-term rentals, obviously like things could be going on, an event could come into town, boom, prices go up, right? Cons. You know, there could always be regulatory changes that happen, right? We don't know, right? Sometimes they could change the HOA laws, this and that, whatever the case may be. Increased wear and tear on your furniture, right? People are coming in and out, right? Long-term tenant, they're there, but like the groups of people that typically come through short-term rentals are going to be a little bit more aggressive with your furniture, right? And then you're going to need actual management if it's not something you're well versed in, right? You can do it yourself, but that is something you may need as far as like long-term tenants, long-term rentals. You can manage that yourself if you have 1 or 2. It's pretty easy to do. So it's not something that you have to hire out. Even short-term rentals, you could do them, but it just takes a little bit more time. So let's look at some areas here that I like, right? So what I've been noticing recently is smaller homes and condos are doing better than those bigger homes for long-term rentals. Now, there's seasons for the bigger homes that do really, really well. Like if you're in that PV Scottsdale area where the bigger houses do really well. But I'm just talking like base, kind of first time investor information here for you guys. This South Scottsdale, this Scottsdale area, this area of Tempe, probably going to be your best bets. Even like Biltmore Arcadia, Central Phoenix, those are probably going to be your better areas. And I would look at either smaller houses or condos. Obviously, the condos have to allow short-term rentals, and I have a list of ones that do allow still to this day. So that is something that I would keep an eye out as far as making sure that you're in those, like, got a condo. We're just seeing more frequency. During COVID, people were just, the big groups were a lot more frequent. So let's see. Okay. Let's look for Let's redo this. 2 bed. Okay, 2 bed, 2 bath. Let's do rid of this. So like, I don't know if this one particularly does allow it, but let's just go with it for right now. Actually, yeah, fully furnished. This was a 2 bed, 2 bath listed by Compass Real Estate in the heart of Old Town, which is a great popular area. So it is 2 bed, 2 baths, 1,088 square feet. Yeah, this one looks like it's, yeah, furnished for an Airbnb. So this one probably does really, really well for an Airbnb. Great location. Listed at $450,000. That's a good price. So like, if you think about it, let's go back to the map. Boom. That's where that was. And then if you look at Old Town Scottsdale, I'm sure you could walk there, guys. So walking distance, that's a heavy, heavy traffic area. A lot of people come out for that. So that condo would probably do really, and I just pulled it up without even prep here, guys. So that's a really, really good one. So keep that one in mind. So that's short-term rentals. Now let's go into house flipping. House flipping, let's go through some of the pros, right? Quicker profits, right? So you're going to get more money up front. Long-term rentals, you're getting a little bit of cash flow. Short-term rentals, still the cash flow per month. House flipping, when you make the sale, you get your money, right? You have full control, right? Which is really good. So you have it, you just have full control, right? And the pros is like, if you know the market, you know what's in demand, and that's the kind of areas you focus on, you'll do well in the house flipping, right? Cons, again, market volatility, any crazy, thing hits in the market, boom, you could have 2-3 flips. Those, you thought they were going to sell for 400, 500, 600, 700. Boom, the values could go down, right? Rare, but it can happen. It could be a high initial investment, right? You could also flip with no money down, guys. There's a lot of ways to do it, private financing, all that. Reach out to me if you guys do have questions. If you guys do have questions about any of these a little bit more specifically, feel free to email me, guys. My information is there. Also, we would love if you could subscribe so you could see these videos coming up as we upload them, so you could be the first to kind of see them. So let me know if you guys have any questions about any of these particularly. So higher investment, and then time constraints, right? Delays in renovations, crews, kind of being in charge of that, right? That could be a little bit stressful, and you're a little bit more involved than long-term rental, right? Because you got to make sure the job gets done. So that's a bit of a con. I'm not going to show you guys. Well, let's look on the map here real quick. I mean, as far as the map, guys, and I'm just pulling up the Phoenix map here so you guys could show it. This is the kind of the beauty of flips, in my opinion, is it could literally be anywhere. It doesn't matter. As long as the value's there and you bought it right, it could literally be anywhere. Obviously, you want to stay away from areas that things just don't sell, right? And I have access to that data in case you need it. But if you bought it right, you could literally do it anywhere on this map and be pretty much fine, right? So I'm not going to show you any properties. I'm not going to do any of that. Actually, let's hang on one second. I'm going to show you guys something. I wanted to show a few flips. I know one of my buddies has some here in the historic district. I wanted to show you guys, but probably not going to be able to find it. Let's see. All right, let's get back to it. So I'm gonna actually show you guys a flip. This is actually one of my friends, Dom, who is with HomeSmart. I'm gonna shout you out, man. He has a property here available in Phoenix that's a flip in the Willow Historic District, which is very popular. 545 West Windsor Ave in Phoenix, 85003, listed at $799. So I just wanted to show you guys, hey, what is a flip gonna look like here, right? So let's go through it. So and I'm gonna show you guys the before. Look at this, beautifully done. I remember him posting about this. And look at this, guys. Beautiful. Great area of Central Phoenix. Beautifully done. Very nicely done. Well staged. Nice backyard. A little casita situation going on. But yeah, so that's a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot. Built in 1948. Really, really cool. Let's look at this, guys, before. I don't know if there's any more pictures, but this is what it looked like before. Right? So you can see the transformation and you can see how it's done. So If you guys are looking for some really nice remodeled properties, hit up my boy Dom from Home Smart. He has stuff in the historic district all the time. So keep an eye out or reach out to me and I'll connect you guys. Cool. So number 4, multi-unit investing, right? This is probably the highest, the most that I get reached out on from clients and people time that they want to invest in multi-unit, but it does take the most, I think, research effort and stuff like that, in my opinion, just because Arizona is a little bit of a different market for multi-units rather than wherever you're at, whether it's in the East Coast, Midwest, or whatever. So let's go over the pros. Obviously, diversified income, multiple rental units to mitigate the impact of vacancies, right? That's one thing I forgot to mention with long-term rentals. The con, you get a tenant that leaves and it could take 3 months to get the next one. That time frame, you don't have any income coming in, right? With multi-units, if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 units, 1 or 2 of them that are vacant to get the new tenants, you still have people paying you. So that's a really, really pro multi-unit investing, right? Let's see, strong demand, right? There's always a strong demand for multi-unit investing. They're always the hardest to find, the good ones. So those are some pros. Cons, it may take a little bit of more complex management, right? So you're handling multiple tenants, right? Instead of just one. So that could be a little bit stressful. Higher acquisition costs, right? Because they're going to be more expensive, and just usually the ones in Arizona are going to be typically, right? Not all of them are going to be a little bit older, right? So with that, you're going to have a lot more expenses, maintenance, stuff to worry about. So let's look at, okay, let's clear this up. Let's go to multifamily. So multifamily, guys, like, okay, if we go look all on the map, it's not all of Arizona, but I see 244. Let's pull the pen out. The areas I like, right, are here. We got a duplex here. I like this area. I like this area. I like this area. I like this little area right here. This potentially, right? This area I don't like. This area I don't like as much. These areas could be good, right? Depending. And then you can find some gems in between, right? Like sometimes you can find some gems. So that's kind of, let's see if there's any ones that we could pull up. Again, I did not look through just to be like, show you guys something specific. I like doing it on the spot, man, with you guys, to be honest. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what we have. Let's get a good one here. What do we have here? All right, let's look at this one. 910 East Rose Lane. I have sold one right around here, 85014. So this is, well, let's pull this up on the MLS. Sorry, guys. Get more info. 4 units. Each unit is a 2-bed, 1-bath, 850 square feet. They're renting between $1,450 to $1,755. This is not an Airbnb. I know this area pretty well. I've sold a 4-plex. They very high demand. Mine was Glendale and Maryland. Yeah. So right around there. Perfect. Let's see. 4 units. I mean, the good thing is like you can still remodel these to get which is what you're kind of looking for sometimes. Because like I said, guys, a lot of these are older and the deferred maintenance on these are crazy sometimes, right? But if you have the vision, if you have a little bit of a time to get them back on market, and with the rules here, it'll be in your favor. So yeah, this is a good one. Really nice, solid one. Again, with multi-units, there's a lot of factors, guys, that it just, they're in different areas, right? They're not plopped into neighborhoods. They have their kind of own section. So it's a little bit different, right? And it also depends where in the valley you're at. But I say the biggest thing with multi-unit investing is basing it on the future more than the present time, right? That's a lot of them. My buddy Saul and I, we've been looking to get some for a while, and we always go based on like what it is now in the past. And it's like, oh man, we should have bought it back then because now it's 3x, right? So you have these with the future in mind, when you're purchasing multi-units. So that's the breakdown of the 4. Okay. Now, if you guys have any questions about any of these 4s that you want a little bit more information on, guys, feel free to reach out via email, text, or phone call. Definitely would love to help you guys and set you up and put you on the right track here in investing in Arizona. Listen, I think all 4 great options, right? If they're all going to work out if you do it right, but I'm just going to go off of my just personal rankings. Okay. And there are going to be some caveats because I think, so my number 4, and I'm going to go from 4 to 1, right? And the 1 being the best. My number 4 could technically be my number 2 as well, right? I just want to put that out there because house flipping is my number 4. Just because, so house flipping is the quickest way for cash, right? So that's why it would be number 2 probably. But if you're trying to build long-term wealth, house flipping is probably not it, even though that could get you in the door to long-term wealth. Because a lot of people get to like, they're flipping, then they keep one, sell one, keep one, sell one, right? So again, house flipping could be the most profitable actually upfront, okay? And you'll make the most cash on cash return, bar none. So it would technically be number 1 on the list, but house flipping is number 4. Number 3, I would say probably long-term rentals, just because it's the least riskiest one out of all these. It's just going to be the lowest return, right? Which is fine. Lowest risk, lowest return, right? But if you buy in the nice pocket and it appreciates well, tenants paying off your mortgage with some cash flow, I mean, it's a home run, guys, right? Can't beat that. Number 2, short-term rentals, high return, right? As far as cash, right? More than long-term rentals. And if you bought it right, it's going to be good. The only thing with short-term rentals, sometimes on the resale, they're not as good as long-term rentals, just for whatever reason. So just keep that in mind. And number 1, I think personally my favorite, just the hardest to find. So that's why it may not be number 1, because house flipping should probably be number 1 because it's going to be easier to find and you're going to make more money up front. But number 1, multi-unit investing. It's the best for long-term stability and income. Again, you have to make sure like you're okay with tenants, like doing a turnover, remodeling, getting new people in, right? Maybe not the sick cash up front, but just that steady, patient game. Multi-units might be the best. I think will be the best option because then you could scale that fast, right? So you get a 4-unit, maybe you sell that, you get an 8, and then you could use some equity, buy a 16-unit, right? You could scale that fast if that's the route you want to go to, or if you want to be a little bit more safe, have some long-term rentals that are single-family homes or condos. Those are, guys, these are all great options. I would love to know what your favorite option is, what you consider is the best investment strategy in Arizona. I promise you, people in this market today that I know of are making money in all 4 of these and doing well. So it's not a market thing. It's just you got to be a little bit better at finding these deals. So if it is something you're interested in, please reach out to us, get you set up and help you out there. Lastly, yeah, they all do really well, guys. They all do really well. I think it's just, what is your preference? Because you may see a house flipping course, boom, that's the best. Long-term rental course, that's the best. Short-term rentals, multi-investing course, those are the best. They're all really good lanes. They're all different. They all kind of come together at some point too. I could go talking about these for hours, but I'm going to save you guys some time and end the video right now. So if you guys do need anything, have questions, throw them in the comments, reach out to us, shoot us an email, call, or text. We would love to connect with all of you and look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you guys next time. Bye.